Okay guys, so just to finish off this drawing of our mini light, we are going to move it across into our render screen. And what we mean when we're rendering it is we're trying to make things look as high quality as they can, so as realistic as they can. So I'm assuming you've saved your work. I hope you did. If not, just press your Command S and click OK. And then I'm going to come up to this top left hand side where it says design, and you'll notice that if you click on that menu and just drop down, you've got one that says render, so generating a realistic render of the design. So we're going to click onto that, and what you see on the window has changed a little bit. You've got sort of rather fewer tools up here, but that's okay. We can sort of move and rotate in the normal way on this screen. Okay, so you can look at things from different angles depending on what you're trying to do, and you'll see on this one that the shade and shadow is sort of rather more emphasized on the whole thing. We can go up to our home button, of course, and we can pinch and pull, and we can pan with our pan tool, all those sort of normal sorts of things. Now what the rendering is going to do is going to clean up some of these slightly pixelated edges for us. We can also drop in a background if we want to. So we're going to come into setup here. And we've got, yeah, we don't need to do too much really. Let's have a look in the scene settings. So we get an environment library, and you can, for example, if you come into here, we can pick something like, let's go with dry lake bed, and it's drag and drop, same as it is on the materials for the appearance. Don't like the look of that very much. Doesn't seem to have done much, except made it go darker. The feel, some of them are downloadable, so you'd need to click on particular things here. If you wanted, for example, I don't know what Snowfield looks like. Let's have a quick look. Let's see what Snowfield looks like when we drag that across. Does it look very different? No, actually. Oh, hang on, it's still doing something. Let's see. Okay, so it's made it very, very bright, as if it was, you know, how light reflects off of snow. We can go in and just put in particular colours for the background. Let's just close that for a second. Let's come across to my render tool. Now, I'm just forgetting for a moment where my colour options are. Let's close that for a second. Texture map, no, don't want that, don't want that. Appearance, that's all our materials, so we've done all that already. If you did want to change any colours, now would be the time to do it. Here we go. Settings and solid colour, that's what we would. So if I click on solid colour and then go into solid colour here, sorry it was at the top all the time, so you've got two options here. Let's just cancel that. You can have one of the environments that we've just looked at. Oh, there you go, that's the Snowfield. Don't like that very much. So I'm going to change that to a solid colour, and then I'm going to go into my colour option, and I'm going to choose something maybe like that. Let's try that. Yeah, okay. Bit pink and red aren't maybe the best match. What about if I do what would go well with those colours? I might just go with a light blue or something like that. Let's try that. Yep, I'm going to settle for that. Okay, so there's my background, and then once I've sort of got my materials, the colour that I want, I've got my background, the colour I want. You click this teapot icon, and that's going to do the render. Now on this option, there's a cloud render or a local render. Mine has jumped to local render because that's what I normally do. So yours might be on cloud, which this obviously means it's going to use computing power in the cloud, processing power. This is going to use your own laptop. So you're going to use this one and click render. And you won't see too much happen straight away. It will say that the rendering has started. and you will get a little icon appear down in the bottom here. And if you watch that processing bar come across, when it gets to the end, it will have rendered your drawing and tidied everything up for you. Okay. At that point, what you'll do is you'll save the file onto your desktop. Your drawing file stays as it was, so it doesn't change anything there. It just gives you effectively an image of your final product. So let's just see. Normally they tend to sort of start off a bit slowly, but then get a little bit quicker as they're going along. So let's see if that's the case here. Maybe not. Just while we're waiting for that, when you start to do your own design, the one thing I just realised that I didn't mention, these rounded edges that we've put on here, there are some limitations around using those, particularly if you've got more sort of complex shapes. So although that radiusing works really well there and gives you lots of nice reflection, it won't necessarily work perfectly on every shape you create. So when that green bar's got all the way across, we should be there. Come on, come on, come on. Normally I'm not that impatient, but obviously when the video is running, I just want it to do it so you can see what's what. I don't know why it says V5. Anyway. So that is very, 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 very nearly there. And at that point, we can open it up and just view it as an image, and that image you can drop onto your Google Classroom so we can see exactly what you've created. I'm going to try, it looks like it hasn't totally finished there, doesn't it? So let's see what happens if I try and, there we go, now it's finished. So if I now double click on that and open it up, you can see in here how it's rendered that up. So all of those pixelated lines have been cleaned up and cleaned away. It's put reflection on there. It actually looks like fairly convincing as a piece of plastic. You're going to come up to the top, or pieces of plastic, sorry. You're going to come up to the top and click the download button. Obviously give it a file name, so I'm going to call mine Mr. Wilson completed Mini-Lite, and I'm just going to save that onto my desktop and click save like so. Then I can close that. If I go back to my design, my earlier drawing is there as it was. Okay, let's just close this down, let's just close this one down, and let's have a look on my desktop. Somewhere there should be my completed Mini-Lite, and why can't I see it? There it is, but not sure why it's not showing as an, there you go, and there's my completed design. So you can see the quality of it is pretty high in terms of really crisp lines, nice reflection, trying to make it look as realistic as it possibly can. Okay, and when you get to that point, you are done. You can take, you can put that image up on your classroom, and that would be awesome. So well done, great job.